Hi! So last time we've done a sit down video, we talked about fat loss, cutting, how to get lean, blah 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 blah. In that video I mentioned that there's something called body recomposition, which means you're losing fat, building muscle at the same time, which means you're going to be able to lose fat without having to eat less and by building muscle, training, and eating a high protein diet. As the word implies, or the term implies, body recomposition means you're changing the composition of your body. So our body is composed of fat and muscle. In body recomposition, you are trying to reduce the body fat percentage and increase the lean mass, hence body recomposition. Now in this process, you are going to be losing fat and building muscle at the same time, and this process works very well for beginners as their body is not used to lifting weights and they have so much potential to build muscle. So if you're skinny fat or you're just trying to build muscle, lose fat, look more toned, firm, which are, by the way, not a thing. You can only lose fat and build muscle. Body recomposition might actually be the right solution for you, maybe the best thing that's ever going to happen to you. I should probably mention that body recomposition isn't like a magical process. You have to put the work in, you have to work hard, you have to fix your nutrition to actually see progress. So after watching this video, if you do follow my tips or do whatever I'm going to tell you to do and you're like, oh, I'm not seeing change, it's probably because you haven't really done the proper training and nutrition for your body, because there isn't one solution for everybody. So the facts I'm going to provide are not like things I came up with. This is science-based facts and like general guidelines used to help everyone else do body recomposition. So don't take this as personal recommendations. These are general guidelines, tips you can apply to your own nutrition and diet to help you achieve your goals. You're probably wondering, how the hell am I supposed to lose fat if I'm not eating less? We've been brainwashed to think, well, you're supposed to eat less, you're supposed to like go on some type of diet to lose fat, where in this case this is a different solution because you're actually going to put yourself in a slight calorie deficit. If you don't know what a calorie deficit is, please go check my best way to lose stubborn fat video because I explained everything in there. You're actually putting yourself in a slight calorie deficit because you are transitioning into this new weightlifting lifestyle and putting new demands on your body, which is actually going to take up more energy than it used to. So let's say you are eating the same amount of calories you used to eat when you didn't lift weights, but now you are lifting weights. You're actually going to be using more energy, especially to build muscle, recover, and like the lifting itself is going to burn calories. So you're actually going to be in a slight calorie deficit, which is going to allow you to lose fat and build muscle at the same time. Okay, now we're going to talk about nutrition. The most important factor in your nutrition when you're trying to lose fat and build muscle is to eat enough protein. Protein is essential to grow muscle because it triggers protein muscle synthesis, which just means like muscle growth and stuff like that. So when you build muscle and you eat protein, when your body can see that there's protein floating around in your bloodstream, that's going to trigger that MPS, muscle protein synthesis, in your body. Protein also helps preserve muscle. So when you don't eat enough protein, your body might actually lose muscle mass, especially if you are in a calorie deficit. So the recommended intake for protein I'm going to give you in 2 units, pounds and kilograms. If you're going to measure your weight in kilograms, it's 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilogram. So you take your body weight, multiply by a number between that. That's going to give you the range. I'm going to give you an example on the side here so you can like work your own numbers because it's going to be different for everybody. In pounds, it's going to be 0.8 to 1 gram per pound. So just take your body weight in pounds, multiply by 0.8 to 1 gram, and that will give you the protein range you need to be consuming every single day. Yes, even on rest days, you have to be consuming the same amount of calories because even on rest days, that's when your body's actually recovering and doing the most work to grow more muscle. So the moment you step out of the gym, it's not done. It's done for you, but your body is going to start working on recovering the damage you've done. Like when you lift weights and impose stress on your muscles, you're literally making micro tears in your muscle fibers, which are going to need more energy and recovery time. And that's when your body, and on rest days, that's why rest days are very essential. That's when your body's going to focus on recovery and growing more muscle. And here are some tips to get more protein in your diet if you don't want to track macros. So to do body recomposition, you do not have to track macros, because if you are just living a normal lifestyle, you're not lifting weights, you're just eating your calories like without tracking, and you're maintaining, that means you're eating the right amount of calories needed by your body to maintain your weight. The only change you might have to do is have protein with every single meal. It is recommended you have between 4 to 5 meals with at least 20 grams protein with every meal. That's the minimum protein protein needed to reach your protein goal. So let's say you're like 120 pounds. That means if you use the 1 gram per pound, you would need like 120 grams protein. It would be very hard to reach 120 grams protein if you only eat 2 meals a day. Like you're gonna need like 60 grams protein per meal. That's very hard and might seem unrealistic, and that's why you wanna split up your meals into smaller meals, like lunch, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and some snacks, and that's going to make it way easier for you to reach your protein goal. And here are some of my favorite protein sources, because I know this might be overwhelming for some people, like, oh, I've never like tried to incorporate protein, I don't even know what protein source is. Here are some of my faves. First up is Flourish Protein Pancake Mix. This might not be accessible to everyone, but it's one of my faves. It's like this high protein pancake mix, best thing ever, clean ingredients, highly recommend. There's also chicken, beef. If you're a vegetarian, go for eggs. Dairy, non-fat Greek yogurt, non-fat cottage cheese, like those veggie patties, like soy-based protein sources. So if you have never lifted before and have no idea where to start, don't worry, I'm gonna give you a simple workout split, the exercises you have to focus on, and some tips to help you navigate the gym. The split that usually works best for beginners is a 3-day full body split. That means you're going to be doing 3 full body workouts every week. The reason why the full body workout is so much better than any other split, first, is because you're a beginner, you have to be focusing on mastering the form and practicing the exercises. So when you're doing a full body workout 3 times a week, the frequency of each exercise is going to be higher than splitting your body parts. For example, if you're hitting legs 3 times a week, that means you have more chances to practice squats, deadlifts, and those basic movements you have to like really master to get the most out of your workouts. So let's say you were doing a different split where you're doing like legs once or twice a week. That's less than 3 times a week. So that's why the full body split is way better. So here are some basic movements you should probably focus on in your workouts. So in weightlifting, you're probably seeing things like squats, like rows, pull-ups, stuff like that. Well, those actually have basic movement patterns that you should be familiar with, and I'm gonna talk about each one of them. We're gonna start with a squat. You've probably seen a squat before. That's like when you go down, flex your knees and hips. That's called a squat. It's a basic movement pattern. You should definitely add that to every single workout during the week. So 3 times a week, you add a type of squat to your the full body workout. Second thing, we have the hip hinge. The hip hinge is also found in those deadlifts where you do, I'm actually gonna show you guys, because I feel like so many people have trouble with doing hip hinges. But what's happening is you're pushing your hips back, you keep a slight bend in your knee, and you're only using your, like, pretend you want to close the door with your ass, literally like push your ass back. My spine is neutral, I'm not going down with my spine, I'm going down with my ass. And then you should feel a stretch in your ass and hamstrings. And that's called a hip hinge, and that's how you do deadlifts, like Romanian deadlifts, stuff like that. Next thing we have is a pull movement. A pull means you're pulling something towards you. You see those in like those pull-ups, those rows, the bent over rows. There's like a bicep curl is kind of like included on a pull day because you're actually using your biceps when you do pulling movements and pull-ups. Next up, we have a push movement. A push means you're pushing, and that's the opposite of pulling movement. So on push day, that would be like chest because you're pushing. You're also using your triceps in a pushing movement. And last thing we have is a press. A press involves your shoulders, like a shoulder press. I do have a 4-week beginner gym guide that's going to help you navigate the gym. Maybe start out lifting because it's all about the basics. I only include the basic movements so you guys don't get overwhelmed. It's 3 full body workouts every week. There's like different splits. You can do it 2 up to 5 times a week if you decide to do a HIIT workout, stuff like that. So please check it out. I'll have it linked in my description box. So you might have like the most effective nutrition, the most effective training program on paper. You're the one who has to put in the work to actually see results. So when you go to the gym and you're picking which weight you're supposed to use, pick something that's actually challenging to you. No one is in the gym to judge you. No one is there to like stare at you the whole time and judge every single thing you're doing. Just like focus on yourself, because when I go to the gym, I'm focusing on myself. I don't really give a shit what anyone else thinks. I use a weight that's challenging to me, and that's gonna make sure that you're actually doing your exercises with correct form. There's something called ego lifting where you just go too heavy and then getting injured, so don't do that. So when you're picking the weight, pick something that's actually going to be challenging to you. So the last few reps of every set and stuff have to be hard. You have to be struggling. You have to be making faces. You have to be feeling the burn. Feel like you are forcing your body to do something it's not used to. If the weight is too easy, your body has no reason to change. It's like, okay, yeah, this is easy, I can keep doing this. There's no reason to grow more muscle. Why am I growing more muscle? Because growing muscle takes energy. Why would your body do something so hard if it doesn't need the new muscle? You have to challenge yourself and actually push yourself, and that's how you see the results. Now let's talk about the sets and reps. So you've probably heard the words so many times, I'm gonna explain what they mean. A set, okay, so a repetition, a rep means you're doing the movement one time. Let's say I'm doing 1 repetition of a bicep curl, that's 1. Let's say I told you to do 12 reps of bicep curls. If you do 12 reps, that's 1 set of 12 bicep curls, and I tell you to do it 3 times. That's 3 sets of bicep curls. So you do 12 bicep curls, rest, do 12 bicep curls again, rest, and then you do them again. And that's 3 sets of 12 bicep curls. So that's the end of this video. To summarize, you have to be training, lifting weights. The recommended workout split for beginners is a 3-day full body split. You have to be eating high protein. The reason why you are losing fat and building muscle at the same time is because you're actually putting yourself in a slight calorie deficit when you transition from this sedentary lifestyle to this new weightlifting lifestyle where you're putting new demands on your body to build muscle. That's going to take up energy, so you're actually burning more calories than you used to. So you're going to be building muscle and losing fat at the same time. Let me note that this process does take time than just doing a cut. That means you're eating in a calorie deficit, so you're going to lose fat faster if you do a cut, but you're going to gain muscle slower. If you do a calorie surplus, you are going to gain muscle faster, but you're going to also gain fat. So when you do body recomposition, you're actually getting both. You're gaining muscle, losing the fat, but it is going to be kind of a slow process. So what I would recommend is actually taking progress pictures and not weighing yourself, because, listen up. So last time in my video, I did say muscle is heavier than fat. What I really meant is muscle is denser than fat. So if you grab the same volume of both, the muscle is gonna weigh heavier. That's what I meant. Like 1 pound of muscle is equal to 1 pound of fat. But when you take the same volume, there's gonna be less muscle for the same mass. So that means muscle is denser than fat. So when you see the scale going up or not changing, but you are losing inches, that means you're gaining muscle and losing fat. That means your body fat percentage is going down, and that's what we're trying to do. So you are making progress, just not on the scale, because like I said, the scale does not mean shit in this case. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please let me know if you have any more questions in the comments. I know that you guys really wanted to see a video on body recomposition, so here you go. I do share a lot of information on my other social media like TikTok and Instagram, so if you go check them out, you're probably gonna find what you need. If you feel like you need more personalized help, I do offer custom workout plans and macros. That means I will help you find the right calories, carbs, protein, fat for your goals, and I'll give you a workout plan that works for you, for your level, experience level, and what equipment you have available. I'll have everything linked in my description box, and I'll see you guys next time.